Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're coming to the students with another lab. This is going to be a simple lab, a real simple one. It is 3.3.10 lab, and it's create users accounts. And this is something that you definitely need to know in the IT industry, how to create accounts. This is something you just need to know. There's no workaround for this. So we're going to take our time and go through this. When you actually complete this assignment, you can actually do this on your personal computers if you have many people working on your computers. Down here in the reflection questions, which I deem to be very important, and make sure you answer them. Why is it important to protect all accounts with strong passwords? You will need to know this in the industry. Why should you create a user with standard privileges? It's many reasons why you would do that. So just make sure that you understand why. Remember, the why is important. Why are you doing these particular things? And user accounts is one of the first things we all start on. Creating user accounts, depending on where you land in the industry, 9 times out of 10, you or somebody will be given that duty to create multiple accounts. Okay, this is important, especially when new hires come in. So let's have at it. Let's go into it. So just to break it down, in this lab, you will create and modify user accounts in Windows. Creating a new local user account, reviewing user account properties, and modifying local user accounts. Instructions for part 1, we're just going to basically create a new local user account. Okay, local means to your particular device, so just remember that. And I'm jumping around just to show you it's really not scary. It's not hard. It's really simple. So I got past the login information and put my password in. Now you want to click on the search icon. So we're going to go down here to the search icon. And we're just going to type in the word control panel. Simple little word. Once you start typing, you notice it will pop up. And there it is right there. And from there, we're going to select user. In this particular part of Windows, remember, you may be working on many different versions of Windows, but in this particular version, user accounts is here. Now, sometimes you'll come in here and the icon may be set to category, and that makes you look around, but you can still find user accounts here. And you just basically, they got small accounts right now. So we're going to go here to user account. I just wanted to point that out because sometimes when you're working for a company, they have a different setup and you need to know the different types of setup. Not that I don't think you know that, but this is something that needs to be pointed out. To change the view, select small icons and so on and so forth. So we did that. Now it says create a user account. In the user account window, click manage another account. Simple stuff. It's not hard, people. It's really not hard. You just click on manage accounts, manage other accounts, and you see this particular screen here. And then it says add a new user account. So we're just going to go down here and click on add a new user account. And there you go. And in the add a new user account, it says the add a new user account window opens. Provide the necessary information to create the new user account, name user one, blah, blah, blah. So you can just go ahead and start plugging this information in, just like you see it. In the industry, what happens is you send out a form to the user via human resources, and then the user begins to fill that form out with their pertinent information so you can set their accounts up. Okay, now we have a password in there. It says re-enter the password. So we're going to drop down there. We're going to type the same information. Another way it's done is that we normally have people set up a day with the IT team, and what they do is begin to spend that day walking them through stuff and creating accounts. So it's two ways to do it. Human resources step in and give you a form to fill out, or the IT team will meet with you that day. So we're going to go ahead and click next. It says this field is required. Now, what we tell people about this particular field, which you may not know, it says here, provide the necessary information to create a new user account named user1 with training, whatever, as the password. Click next to create the account. We tend to tell people not to put anything in it. You see what it did? It put password user1. We tell people just to put nothing in here, or we may just go in here and put password to get past this. Now, we do have what they call privileges to block this out, because this is dangerous. From a hacking point of view, this field here is really dangerous. So we don't put no hints in there, and you shouldn't do that at home, okay? That should be a box that you just put something in. Don't put anything in to remind you of what your password is. But I know you know that, so we're going to move on. So now you see the account is created. We're going to click finish, and there go the account. So we have 3 accounts in here now. We have the CyberOps user account, that's a local account. Administrator account, that's a local account. And then we have the user, that's a local account. So it's going to ask you a question here. Remember, I'm not answering the questions for you. You have to answer them yourself. What type of user account did you just create? Help me out, people. Tell me what we're doing. This is to make sure you understand the information. And I hope my face being up here don't throw you off. It's just I'm trying a new thing, so work with me on this. Now it says log out of the administrator account and log in with the new user account. So in other words, I'm gonna close this screen because I no longer need it. It didn't tell me to do it, I'm just doing it. And then I'm gonna come here, and because I want to log out right quick, so I'm gonna come up here to the name right here. Let me do that again. And I'm gonna say sign out, and then I'm gonna log in with the new credentials. So let's go ahead and log in with the new credentials. So here the user account is. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on that with the new account information. And knowing me, I don't want to mess the password up, so I'm gonna go back up here and just look and see what the password was, because you know me, I will forget the password, and that's not healthy. We don't want to forget our password. I'm gonna take a look at it to make sure. Yes, I did, and I'm gonna log in. Okay, that's just me, guys. I like to make sure I put the right stuff in so I don't have to keep jumping through hoops. And there is the new user account. Now what you see here would be something that the IT department would set up for all accounts to be represented the same. When people log in, they see the same stuff. We try to get away with not allowing people to change the accounts in any way. We want to keep it standard. It's our business, so we want to make sure everybody stay the same way. Okay, so what you see here now, it says open the File Explorer and navigate to C drive. So I'm gonna come here and click on File Explorer, and I'm gonna navigate to C drive. That's normally on PC, but you can click this down here and see it here too, and there it is. So it wants me to go to C user. Okay, so you don't see C user. It says open the File Explorer and navigate to C users folder. So you see the user folder right there. I'm gonna click on that. It's C and then it's user folder. Some people get that mixed up. They don't know that you can just open this up and see more folders. Okay, so with that being said, then it says here, folder, it says right click user one properties. So what it wants me to do is open this up, and then I'm going to right click on here and go to properties. Now the reason I'm going in here because I may want to make some changes to the properties. I want to go into the security tab and make some particular changes. As you see, it's got full control. A lot of things in here are allowed. So sometimes we like to go in here and make some strategic changes to these accounts. But I'm gonna be honest with you, that would be on the back end. We wouldn't allow a user to make these changes. But this, as an IT person, you need to know how to do this stuff. Okay, so we did all of these steps. I know I'm jumping ahead, but I pretty much know what we're going to do. It says which groups or users have full control in this folder, and you just click on each one of them and see who have full control. And as you can see, who got the checks, that's who normally has full control. But I'm gonna let you answer these questions. I'm gonna stop dealing with the questions because I want you to bring your knowledge to the table. It says locate the CyberOps user folder and right click on it. So now it wants me to locate the CyberOps, so I'm gonna close this out. It said cancel. I'm just gonna hit OK. It's not gonna affect it. So then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna right click on this folder, and then from this folder I'm gonna go to properties. Okay, and from properties it wants me to go to the security tab, and there we go. Now if you notice, it's a little bit different than the other tab. That's for a reason. It says close the properties windows and try opening other folders. So it's just basically telling you you don't have permissions to look at the information in here. That's basically all that is. I'm gonna cancel out here, and I'm gonna skip looking at other folders because you pretty much get the gist of what we're doing here. And the gist of it is just basically knowing some folders under your name, user one, will be folders that you can see information in, and some folders you will not be able to see information. Like for instance, administrator and so on. Public, you can probably see everything, but you get the gist of why you're doing that. Okay, let's move on down here. It says log out of the user one account and log back in as an administrator. So that was just the basic gist of what you will be doing with that particular account. Okay, so let's go ahead and log out of here. And now where it says here, we're gonna log back in under the administrator account. So I'm just gonna click on administrator and go ahead and log in there. Give me just a second. So you pretty much see that this is a real simple lab here. This is a lab, but this is a lab that we use all the time. I mean, this is not a lab that we use all the time. This is a process that we do all the time. Someone has to set the accounts up for individuals who work in the IT industry. You know, somebody got to be in charge of that job. Now, what we tend to do to make it fair to everyone is that a lot of people have that responsibility. They just take turns doing it on what particular day, but it's something that everyone knows, okay? Knows how to do. Using Explore, navigate to the C drive for user. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Explore, go to C. I'm gonna go to user. And remember now, when you see user one, that's actually someone's name. I want to point that out. That's actually somebody's name. It could be C. Trunk or John Smith or whatever. It's somebody's name, but we just saying user one, okay? I know you know that, but sometimes you have to explain what's going on here. Okay, so we're there. It says right click on here on CyberOps. I shouldn't say here, but CyberOps. And now you can see a lot of information in here. See, now you can see, because you under the administrator account. Remember, the administrator account is the most powerful account in the company, but it's an account higher than his, or I said his. It's an account higher than that, like his, like me, and just rule everything. Oh, anyway, It's an account higher than that, but this is the basic account for all IT people to be connected to the administrator account. Remember, you'll get privileges when you get hired at a company. They'll give you a set of privileges, and those privileges will give you a certain amount of authority within the nation. A certain amount of authority within the company. Wow, where am I going with this stuff? Okay. So we did that. Now it says here which group of users control. Same information. So we pretty much covered that. You know, I made a few miswords, but you pretty much get the gist of what that assignment was. Create an account for an individual. The people who do that will be in the IT department, and you know how to do that now. And then you can go in your own home on your own computers and set up these accounts, because you want to have administrative privileges to look in all of these accounts. Okay, let's move on. So now let's move up to the second part. So the second part say review user account properties. So it says click start, search control, administrative tools, and then click on computer. So we're going to go at it a different way now. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's look at it a different way. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through the steps. Start. From start, I'm going to go to control panel. See, it says start, and it should have just said go to search. I don't know why it says start, but it's a way to go start too. So I'm just going to go to control panel to keep it simple. So I'm in control panel right here. Then it says go to administrative tools, which is right there. And from administrative tools, you want to click on computer management, which is there. Now, let's bring that open. Let's open that up. Now, I thought I opened it up. Why is it moving slow? Okay, there it is. Might open up twice. Okay, so now we inside of the computer management. Understanding this piece here, it gives you access to all the computers on the network. If you was doing this on a server, you'll be able to see all the computers on that network. From here, we doing it, and you're going to be able to see the computers we're working with. But mostly, this particular job is done from a server point of view. But we teach people on individual computers so they can have a basic understanding of what they will be doing without destroying the server. Yes, indeed. Select local users and groups. So then I come down here to local users and groups, and I see users and I can see groups. It says click on the users folder, and there you go. I didn't want to click to open it up, but maybe it wants me to open it up. Let's see. And yes, indeed, it did. Okay, so you see administrator, you see the same commands you saw in the other one, but this area here gives you more power over these accounts. I will be able to delete that person out the system. Okay, so we got this here. Now it says here, right click user one and select properties. So we're going to click on it. We're going to go to properties, and now we got an entourage of things. Here I can do a multitude of things. I can put you with different groups. I can change all type of things in here for you and give you more privileges in here. See where it says password never expires? Normally we don't do that. We have it to where you create your own personal password when you log in, and that password expires. We can set it up for 30 days, etc., etc. So we're gonna go to members of, and you can see the members of right here. Okay, same setup, same look. It says here which groups the user one a member of. Choose the user one properties window. So you see right here, it's on what is a member of. It has just the users right there. I don't keep answering the questions. I need to stop doing that. I'm hoping I'm answering wrong so you can fall for it and accept that. And then I can say, oh, that's wrong. And you can say, well, Professor, you said that on the video. You shouldn't have listened to me. No, I wouldn't do it like that. Okay, it says here, close the property window. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Cancel out it. And then it says right click account CyberOps account. Go ahead and right click, go to properties. Of course, it wants me to go to properties. And we're going to go to members of, and we're going to say who do you see now, who's the members of this group here. I'm not going to answer the question again. I'm going to stop doing that. And that was just basically. Now, we're going to teach you a lot about these type of accounts as we move forward. But just know this here would be taught in a Windows class, showing you how to manipulate and change these accounts. But as a security specialist, you need to know this information so you'll know exactly what to do in certain particular situations. Okay, so it wants us to close it, change it up. We can do that. Okay, here we go. So let's move on. Okay, now we at the last piece of this, part 3. I think this is the last piece. Modifying local user accounts. So we want to change the account type. Navigate to the control panel and select user accounts and then manage another account. So we're going to close this screen here and we're going to close this screen. So now we close that screen and now I'm here in front of the control panel. I'm not going to close this because I need it. I'm going to go to user accounts and then I'm going to say manage another account right there. And we back in here. Okay, so it says navigate to the control panel, select user accounts, manage another account. We did that. In this, it says in the change an account window, click this window, user 1, and in user 1 it says click change to another account. Okay, so we're gonna go here and we're gonna go change to another account name. It don't want account name, it wants type. Change the account type. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna click that, and you got standard and you got administrative. Now if you make this an administrative account, this person will have privileges and you will probably have 2 different administrators on it. Okay, so we clicked on that. It says select the administrator or radio button. We're gonna do that. And then it says click change type to the next level. This person has controls, okay? And as you go down now, you see the person, we made the changes and stuff. Yes, I'm ahead of the game. Some of this stuff I know backwards and forwards. Been doing this for a long time. Now the account user 1 has administrative rights, okay? That means it's been escalated. You gave it extra rights. It says navigate to the control panel and click on administrative. So it wants me to now go back to here. So I'm gonna go back there. It says now the account user 1 has administrator rights, but it says navigate the control panel. I'm just gonna step back to control panel. Let's go ahead and step back. I'm in control panel and it wants me to go to administrative tools. And from administrative tools, it wants me to do computer management once again. Let's go to computer management and give it a few minutes. We in there and it says click on local users. I'm back at local users and then it wants a user account. And then it wants me to take a look at user 1, right click and save privileges. Now, what's happening here, so you'll know when I go user of, you'll see that it's an administrative group. I took it from just the personal local user to put it into the administrative group now. That's all I did. I gave it more privileges, and with them privileges, it's now part of the administrative group. And that's pretty much it on this particular lab. Which group does user 1 belong to? You know that. Select administrator and click remove and then click OK. So I can go ahead and do this and I can say remove and that person is out of there now. This person is not connected to the administrative groups. That's how easy it is. I can put you in one group, I can put you in another group. Just think of it like this. You come in as a sales rep, but then you want to join IT, you go get your few certifications, you want to join an IT, we move you into the IT group. And that's how we do it. It's simple, fast, and to the point. Okay, so I can go in here and delete other things. You already know how to do that, and that is the whole project.